All right, today we're diving into a new kind of AI tutor that's a real game changer. This isn't about just getting answers to your homework. This is an AI that actually learns how you learn and then custom builds its entire teaching strategy just for you.
So let's start with a feeling I think we've all had, right? You're staring at a problem, maybe it's math, maybe it's something else, and no matter how many times someone explains it, your brain just isn't getting it. It's just not clicking.
And that feeling, that's the exact problem this perfect score tutor is designed to solve. It gets right to the heart of the issue, this fundamental mismatch between a single rigid way of teaching and the million different ways our brains actually absorb information. I mean, we've all seen this happen. A teacher or a tutor, and they're really trying their best. They just repeat the same explanation, maybe a little slower or a little louder. But hey, if the method itself is the problem, just repeating it is only going to lead to more frustration for everybody.
Okay, so let's get into the tech here, because the solution isn't just, another chatbot. No, this is a completely different beast. It's called an autonomous agent, and that difference is absolutely everything.
Just look at this breakdown. A simple chatbot's job is done the second it spits out an answer. But the agent, its goal is way bigger. It's aiming for you to actually master the subject. So it's not just giving you a canned response, it's using an adaptive strategy. And here's the kicker. It has perfect recall. It remembers every single conversation to build a unique model of you as a learner.
And check this out. This is what a really great human teacher does, right? It's not just about reacting, it's about thinking. The agent forms a little theory, a hypothesis, about what teaching style will work for you. It tries it out. It watches how you respond. And then it reflects. Did that work? No? Okay, time to adapt the plan. It's this constant cycle of learning about how you learn.
So let's get to the agent itself and see how this whole thinking loop turns into a super powerful personal tutor with some pretty incredible teaching superpowers.
So the secret sauce here is really a mix of three powerful ideas. First, it never just gives you the answer. It uses the Socratic method, asking these guiding questions to help you figure it out on your own. Second, that flawless memory means it knows your strengths, your weaknesses, even your learning preferences. And third, it's not just talking. It's actively using tools to manage and document your whole learning journey, basically creating a personalized roadmap to get you where you need to go.
Now, theory is one thing, but let's make this real. We're going to walk through a lesson with a student, we'll call him Alex, and see exactly how this agent thinks on its feet.
So here's Alex, and Alex is having a really tough time with algebra, specifically with a topic called factoring. His score is a pretty discouraging 45%. He's stuck.
So the session starts, and before the agent even types hello, it's already working. It uses one of its tools to instantly pull up Alex's entire learning history, and it flags a key detail. Alex is a visual learner.
So based on that perfect memory, its very first question is custom-made for Alex. It doesn't throw a bunch of abstract terms at him. Instead, it frames the problem visually, like a rectangle, trying to connect with the way Alex's brain works best.
But here's where it gets really, really interesting. The agent's first strategy, a totally logical hypothesis based on all its past data, it fails. Alex is still confused. Now, a simpler tutor might just try to rephrase the same visual question.
But this agent, it doesn't repeat itself. It reflects. We're actually looking at its internal log here, and you can see it notes the failure and makes a critical decision. It's time to pivot. It completely drops the visual approach and decides to try something totally different, pattern recognition. So instead of shapes, it might start showing Alex a series of similar problems to help him spot the underlying pattern himself.
And wouldn't you know it, after the agent switches things up, something finally clicks for Alex. He starts to get the concept from this new angle, and you can see that progress happening in real time as his score starts to climb.
And this is so important. The agent knows its own limits. If it tries a few different strategies and the student is still just as stuck or is getting frustrated, it doesn't just keep guessing. It triggers what's called an escalation protocol, flagging the session for a human teacher to step in. This makes sure a student is never just left alone, feeling abandoned.
So let's zoom out from Alex's story for a second and think about what this technology really means for the future of learning. Not just for one person, but for everyone.
I mean, this is really just the beginning. Imagine a future version that could generate a custom diagram for you on the fly, or even read a photo of your handwritten notes. What if it could guide a whole group of students working together?
By analyzing the data from thousands of these sessions, these agents might even discover brand new, more effective ways to teach things that we've never even thought of.
So, the real takeaway here isn't just about getting better test scores. It's a much bigger question for all of us to think about. What happens to the world? What becomes possible when we can finally give every single student a learning partner that understands them perfectly and helps them unlock their absolute full potential?